So I say, okay, what are you looking to supply today? We've been very good at getting heart, lung, liver.
Dr. Deborah Nucatola, Planned Parenthood's Director of Medical Services, an abortion provider discussing how to collect body parts from aborted fetuses over lunch at a California restaurant.
So I'm not going to crush that part. I'm going to basically crush below, I'm going to crush above, and I'm going to see if I can get it out intact.
So what ethicists said to me is, look, if they were giving women abortions and they changed their technique, they changed their practices in order to get the best quality tissue after the abortion, that's problematic.
For example, so I had 8 cases yesterday, and I knew exactly what we needed, and I kind of looked at the list, and I said, all right, this 17-weeker has 8 lambs.
I just want to show the audience, this is what a 17-weeker looks like. This is not a pro-choice argument right now, or a pro-life argument right now, but this is a 17-weeker. And the gruesomeness of her attitude is what has resonated with people in watching this.
I knew which were the cases that were probably more likely to yield what we needed, and I made my decisions according to that too. So it's worth having a huddle at the beginning of the day, and that's what I do.
You know, in negotiations, the person who throws out the figure first is at a loss, right? So.
And if they can do a little better than break even and do so in a way that, you know, seems reasonable, they're happy to do it.
The two big charges are you profit and you commingle. Can you prove that those are untrue? And if not, why wasn't it done at the hearing yesterday?
What did that reimbursement go towards?
I mean, it's very clear what it is. It's getting samples.
Brain, kidney, thymus, liver, spleen, femur, bone marrow.
$75 a specimen.
How callous does one have to be to rob a baby of life and then charge others for the pieces of the corpse? This is beyond disturbing.
I want a Lamborghini. I said I want a Lamborghini.
I think the per item thing works a little better just because we can see how much we can get out of it.
To the providers like Dr. Amna Dermish.
I always try and keep the trunk intact just by function of always trying to aim for the spine to bring it down.
When you watch some of those doctors talking so cavalierly about what obviously is human life, I think it's disgraceful.
The Planned Parenthood research director in Texas talking about extracting intact fetus cadavers and body parts from abortions interspersed with talk about budgets and money.
When we're coming in and making it beneficial to you financially, you can frame it so that that's, yes, okay. If we alter our process and we are able to obtain intact fetal cadavers. It's all just a matter of line items.
State health investigators have served subpoenas for records at several Planned Parenthood offices in Texas.
Texas does have hard evidence showing Medicaid fraud as well as violations of federal and state law concerning abortion procedures.
Fox has exclusively obtained letters and documentation outlining the contractual arrangement between STEM Express, a top fetal tissue procurement company, and several abortion clinics, including 2 Planned Parenthood affiliates.
I mean, Planned Parenthood has volume.
Right.
You know, because they're a volume institution.
Right.
Another 50 livers a week.
A price per tissue payment. That informs me that we're talking about the sale of a part and not some reasonable cost.
We have independent colleagues who generate a fair amount of income doing this.
Panel Chair Marsha Blackburn alleges the contract shows STEM Express was allowed to illegally review patients' most private medical and personal information in order to match them up with the daily orders STEM Express had for specific fetal organs and body parts.
The technician then goes to the woman, befriends her, and coerces her to give consent by lying to her, and this is a Planned Parenthood order consent form.
I agree, that's an inappropriate statement and should not have been made on that form. I don't know who wrote it. That would not have made it past my IRB either.
I'm grateful to the entire Planned Parenthood family.
I said I want a Lamborghini.
I'm going to basically crush below, I'm going to crush above, and I'm going to see if I can get it out intact.
It's all just a matter of line items.